Hey, Katrina here from Scrappy Horses. Today I'm working in my homemade journal, and if you'd like to see how I made this journal, I'll leave a link for that below in the description box. But I want to tell you that I had a little glitch in this journal, so I had to repair that first before I could go on with my page. So here it is. You can see how it sort of pulled away the first signature from the page that glues into the front of the book. So before I fix that, I'm going to go ahead and start the page that I'm working on, which is going to be the page on my right-hand side. And I'm going to start that by creating an inked frame by just taking some black ink and just inking around the edges. Now, as you can see, I have placed a piece of paper behind that to protect the page behind it, to make sure no black ink gets on anything underneath. I'm creating this page as part of a challenge, and that challenge is going on over at Paper a la Mode at the Outlawz. So if you're interested in that, I'll also put that below. All right, so here's how I'm going to fix this. I'm going to bring in some Distress Collage Medium, and I'm going to take this gold vellum. It's a striped gold vellum piece, and I'm just going to tape it in here as sort of a border. Now, I was inspired to do the gold because the challenge is make it royal. And I'll tell you, I had a tough time with that challenge. So I came up with a quote and went from there. So you'll see all of that here in just a minute. So I'm spreading a little bit of this matte medium gel onto the page, and now I'm just going to lay that vellum in, and I'm placing one of the dark gold stripes right over the middle so it doesn't really show. And it'll work as a decor piece for both pages, as well as cover up my little issue. All right, so here's the piece I'm going to use to back my image that I'm using. Many times I'll create a page in Design Space or on the computer first. Then I'll bring the idea as well as my printed digi to the scrap table. It usually ends up looking nothing like what I designed when I sat down, but that's part of the fun. It just sort of takes on its own life. So I'm adding some double-sided tape, and I'm going to go ahead and adhere this in. Now my camera shuts off here, but all you miss is I take some fabric tack and I go ahead and glue that into place, as well as the gold strip that you see on the left side. The image was actually colored with Copic Markers, and then I added with gold paint. I painted the vase and the little dots, and then the little twigs, I guess they're kind of decorative twigs coming out, I did with a black sparkle gel pen. Now, clean and simple is never my thing, and in true Katrina style, I got something on the side of this image. I don't know what it was, but I did. So I decided, okay, I'll bring in this pretty lace. That's going to work just beautifully over this. So it was just a scrap of lace that I had left over. I've had this in my stash forever. And I'm just putting it in with fabric tack, and that will cover up the little smoosh right there. Smudge, whatever it is. I don't even know what it is. And then I decided, well, that looks a little awkward. I need something else. So I went digging through my stash, and I found a little purple flower that I could add, and you'll see that here in just a minute, as well as some lavender colored rhinestones that I'm going to bring in. Now, these little rhinestones don't have backing on it, so I had to go ahead and pull in some mixed media gel for that too. So here are the little sparkles I'm going to use, and I'm pulling out the lavender ones. I don't do much in lavender, so I had plenty of lavender gems. But when the idea is to make something royal, I don't know, purple, lavender, and gold, those colors just came to mind for me. So that's what I decided to use. So I bring in the multi-medium gel, and now I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle some of those little stones around. I will wrap up this page by adding that little flower on top of the lace, and my page will be all ready now for the challenge over at Paper a la Mode. Make it royal. I had a great time putting this lovely vase of roses with this wonderful quote from Alice Carey. I hope you had a good time joining me as I did it and maybe picked up a tip or two. Hey, if you'd like to play along over at the Outlawz Paper a la Mode, please, you have my invitation, my personal invitation to come join us. Not just for this challenge, but any challenge. Questions or comments, please leave them below, and I'll leave you all of the information you need to find all of the goodies that I used on this particular page. Interested in seeing more videos? Of course, you can always click the subscribe. Thanks for joining me. See you in the next video. Bye.